Becoming who you're meant to be is never tidy.
It's the sacred in-between, where chaos meets clarity.
Where truth cracks open light and light brings you home.
Welcome to Journey to Radiance, where real stories,
Raw truths,
And brave transformation light the path forward. We're not here to give you a highlight reel.
We're here to talk about the parts of life that shape you.
the messy,
Magnificent middle,
Where reinvention
where reinvention
begins.
Welcome to Journey to Radiance. Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa.
I'm Alana.
I'm Jo.
We're so glad you're here today. Can we address the elephant in the room?
Just the one.
What's going on today? Let's talk about it.
Well, I decided that, we can't always be made up and ready to go. No. No, I've been working at the warehouse today.
I love that. So
Yeah.
you showed up, steel toe boots, keeping it real, totally on brand.
Making sure I'm seen.
Loving it.
And I'm wearing a holiday fur vest.
The juxtaposition is real.
Love it.
This is we are. This is casual for me, so I'm here casually speaking today, but I am also sometimes in steel toe boots and not today. So you've given me inspiration. Maybe next time I'll show up this way. So we should we should bring all of ourselves forward.
That's
not
right,
just
our full selves.
Our full selves. So speaking of full self, there's something today that I just need to give some space and time to. And it's not a confession, but it's a moment of clarity. And it was born from our most recent launch party. So I know this is a newer podcast. Y'all folks are just getting to know us a little bit, but I don't know if you caught the memo or the missing small tagline of "It gets messy" up in here. So we're going to wade all the way in. So for the launch, I'm just going to talk about my own personal experience, and then I'd love to hear from you guys what your thoughts were. But I felt like we were in the middle of planning something. It was so meaningful. This podcast is very meaningful. We're sharing like deep parts of ourselves. We're being very vulnerable. It's deeply rooted in purpose and impact for me, and I know it is for you all, for both of you as well. And I just noticed myself kind of drifting. And drifting for me felt like pressure to perform. It felt like a quiet obsession with outcomes and numbers and how many subscribers and all the things, right? And I was drawn, when I say drifting, I'm drawn into, rather than being, into performing. And this became very clear to me. And when I say clarity, it became very clear to me in our remarks. Because I prepared remarks, and when I do public speaking, I always have remarks, but I don't read them. They're meant to be reference points. But as we were showing, just before we were called up to speak, they showed our teaser, and I got very emotional, and I wasn't expecting it. It just showed up. And so when I got up to do my remarks, I was so nervous about emotionally blurting or we had a tight timeline too. So I just read my remarks, and I felt they were my remarks, so I didn't feel inauthentic, but it just didn't feel like I was present in my full self. And I didn't say thank you to a lot of really important people. I didn't say thank you to Rockfox and Scott. I didn't say thank you to Stephanie Armstrong from Moxie Creative Studio and some of the critical people that helped us make this come to fruition. And I'm saying it now because I have clarity, but also just I wanted to explore that whole when you're driven to performance and where you feel like you're detaching from yourself because you're so focused on how you need to show up and how you have to be in that space. And I also just wanted to truly talk about where shame can kind of enter into that, because I first felt like the aha that I didn't show up that way. And then my first reaction was feeling shame about it. And then I have to accept no, Grace can be here. I'm human. I was in a human moment.
Yeah.
But so why did that tendency of shame show up? So I just threw a whole lot out there, but love for you guys to chime in on anything that resonates with you.
Yeah, I think the podcast launch party was one thing. That's one event. And the same thing, you get so caught up in making everything right, and it has to look right and be right, and you want everyone to be happy and fulfilled. Is there enough food? Is there enough for people to drink? Has everyone got someone to talk to? That you get lost in all of that and not the real. And for me, for last Thursday, I couldn't tell you one thing that either one of you said because I was so I've got to speak next, and that's not something that comes naturally to me. And I'm like, I don't even know what you both said. And thank goodness I had printed out what I wanted to say, because I'd have just been blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, right.
If I hadn't followed a script. So yeah, totally. When you brought this subject up, and the timing of year, because there's so much going on with the holidays.
Yeah.
All those things that we wrap ourselves around, and we get wrapped around the axle of what we think is important and forget what probably really is important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I, to your point about the time of year and the season, and it's gone. Like, I've drifted far beyond Thursday. So like you and I've talked, like I think I got to work this morning, but I couldn't tell you how. And I purposely got in the car and I'm like, I feel really unattached, and I feel I just need quiet. I was trying to find the peace and find my inner calm. And so I purposely didn't play music. I didn't have a podcast going. I didn't have a book on, an audiobook going, which is very unusual. I always have something going. And I still couldn't tell you where I went in my mind and how I got there. So,
Yeah, I agree. I slept for 12 hours last night. I could not keep my eyes open on the couch because we've been going since Wednesday through Sunday. I've had something. And agree with the podcast launch party. It was our first time doing that, of course. We made our remarks, and like you, I usually write things down and then I try to read the room and then I pivot in my motivational speaking, but I was so on script that I also forgot to thank a lot of people, especially my family who was there. And I felt shame right after as well. And I had told Joe a couple times during the party, I was like, I feel very overwhelmed. And it was almost like it was like a bridal shower or something where all the attention is on you, and as so exciting as it is, and it was literally amazing, there was parts I kept having to kind of go behind the bar for a couple minutes and just have some water and just have a minute, because we put so much pressure on ourselves to look a certain way and speak a certain way, and like you said, clocking the number of subscribers and making sure everything is picture perfect and that people are entertained and having fun. And is my dad talking to someone, and my friend who doesn't know anyone here, is she okay? And then so and so walked in, right? And it's like you lose yourself in that. So for me, I think heading into the holiday week, the quote I'm trying to stay with and embody is, be where your feet are. So I'm here with you. I'm going to be here with you. And then, the chaos of the groceries and everything else, I'll be there. And then I'll be home. So I'm just trying to be where my feet are, and that helps me kind of stay grounded.
I love that. That's a very simple grounding tactic to keep you in that. And I love that. I think for me, it's about making sure that my focus on this project is a supremely important project in my life right now, right? And I was even like exploring, like, why is that? And I know we talked about our why we're doing this in one of our first episodes, but I went to like another layer of why. And the other layer of why for me, the importance of having this grounded in gratitude and humility and presence and just being authentically me, is to make sure that why translates. And so in my exploration of this, because I really wanted to unpack it, and for me, unpacking it is a way to get past the shame of my mistake or my feelings. It's like, okay, why? Just, asking myself the 5 whys, like why, and keep going another layer. And I'm struck by, in February, I went through a really tough situation. And I felt going through that, it was probably one of the darkest emotional moments I've felt in my life. And I felt very isolated in that because of the gravity of what I was feeling and the worry about what that would mean for other people if I shared that. And so I felt very isolated in it. And that isolation scared me. And it, at the same time, grounded me on how many people feel that. How many people are so isolated. And it can go in lots of different ways when people feel that detachment and that level of despair and that level of just being alone and not having a connection or someone someone that resonates with what you're going through. And so I feel like, obviously, I'm beyond that situation. Thankfully, I have received, I'm getting counseling and therapy on this new layer of issue. And again, I'm a lifelong therapy goer, so I'm all about that. And at the same time, I felt like this was another layer of work that I was meant to do and things I needed to do. And so I am working on that. But at the same time, I thought that this is an important platform to be able to share not only what we've gone through in our resilience and our past stories, but what we're going through. And it's as much a way for me to process what I'm going through, but also in doing it real time, it's to give others the courage to do the same in their lives. And the deeper hope for me is that someone will hear something that resonates with them and they will feel less alone, so that they know that the messy is not brokenness. The messy is, it's the work, and that they're not alone, that we're all on some portion of our own messy work. And so, again, to detach from the shame I felt in the mistake, but for me, it's supremely important to detach from the subscribership and like all of that. That's not my mission. My mission is what we're doing in this room with each other and sharing those stories and living in that why, and the rest will come.
Yes. How can I detach from the outcome?
Yeah.
You can use that in so many ways, and especially for high achievers, people pleasers, hypervigilant people, it's how can I detach from the outcome and really just figure that out, because that is exactly what I was feeling. And that's why the shame, I think, was coming in as well for me.
Yeah, for sure. So detaching from the outcome and focusing on the parts that I really care about, because I feel like that's another way for me to stay really grounded, is because my priorities are a lot. There's in that alignment. Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of want to bring that back to, well, we're trying to be as normal and human and authentic as we can. Not everybody hosts a party on a Thursday night to launch a podcast, but that's what we're kind of all feeling and reeling from right now. But when you brought this question to light, it made me think of so many things, and it could be planning a kid's birthday party or planning for the holidays. I host a party every year at my house, jointly with my husband, but I have found myself so many years following the full weekend of everybody staying at the house, and it's a big event, just realizing I didn't connect with people and I didn't enjoy. I did so much work. Was every bed made nicely? Was the bathroom perfectly clean? Was there enough food stocked? Was there drinks stocked? Was it cool enough outside so that I could have, drinks outside? Or do I need to stock fridges? Do I need to get coolers? Do I need to get ice? I do so much. And even in the moment after people start arriving, that's all I'm concerned about. Does everyone have a place to sit? Has the dishwasher been run? And I need to just stop. Use paper plates and let it go.
Yeah.
But
every detail.
Yeah. But I think so just to bring it to, we've all done it, whether we have planned a big podcast launch party or we've hosted a 4-year-old birthday party or, our mom's birthday party or our own birthday party. We've all done it, I believe. And I don't know if it's like a woman thing or just a people pleaser trait and attribute, but I think everybody can relate to a time where you have just got caught up in detail and not enjoyed what the reason was.
Yeah. And then it passes you by. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't even talk to so-and-so.
Yeah.
Or I was talking to them, but I wasn't there. Right? How many times have you physically been in a room with somebody, but you even notice maybe they're not present or you're not present, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and if I search my own experience, and everything that you just said, I completely resonate with. And it could be as small as a dinner party to, planning a wedding. It doesn't matter the size or scale of it. They're all equally relevant in that regard. And if I search to why I care so much, it's when I'm hosting, I want everyone to feel special. I want everyone to feel that they're cared for and accommodated.
Yes.
And at the same time, my lack of presence sends the opposite message. So the irony of my intention and the misalignment of my action to my intention. And, you know, I think it was a Maya Angelou quote that said that people will remember 100% that how much you made them, what you made them feel, right? And less about if the bed was perfect or if the bathroom is perfectly cleaned. But rest assured, Christmas is Thursday. I will be cleaning all of the bathrooms and obsessing about
I'm not
the towels.
changing, but I acknowledge the fact. No. I'm going to continue to manage my image. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Why? I'm laughing out loud.
No,
that's
good.
legit.
Yes. No, that's good.
I know this about myself.
I know.
I will not yet stop from doing that.
No.
So,
Can you
will you use paper plates?
No.
My mom refuses to use paper plates.
Can't do it.
She's like, "No, I'll go like that." Can you say the question again? Or I don't know if we even did.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even say a question. We just fully launched.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's
full launch.
I told you. It's a messy day.
It is a mess.
And I'm not fully present. I think I'm in my car somewhere. So I apologize. My brain is elsewhere. But so what happens when the pressure to perform pulls us away from who we are? So basically, we're losing ourselves in the doing and keeping ourselves grounded and remembering what matters.
Yep. And I think that performance, that word, goes along with any type of external validation, right? Pressure to show up a certain way, achieve a certain thing, put on like everything's fine type of image. And I was thinking about this, and when or at least for me, when I prioritize external validation, one, I lose my authenticity, and two, my intuition becomes muted. It disappears, and I can no longer hear the inner wisdom to help me make decisions quickly or in the right way. So I find that that's how I kind of know when I'm prioritizing performance over authenticity is when my intuition becomes quiet. So what I like to do is find some stillness, find some quiet time, and even if it's 5 minutes, just to check in with yourself, especially when you know, I actually, for example, today, I had to run to TJ Maxx, and it's a zoo. It's so busy right now, getting in the parking lot, and it's so interesting. God had me have this cash register woman for a reason. She was scanning my stuff so slow and talking to me like, "This is so adorable. Oh, how long have you been married?" She asked me. I'm like, "I'm not married." But she was literally talking to me. And there was two parts of me. One part that wanted to wring her neck and be like, "Hurry up." And the other part that was like, she is literally forcing me to slow down and be present with her. And she is where her feet are.
Yes.
And it was just the coolest thing to remind me to just stay calm. So sorry, I kind of went all over the place.
No, but how funny that you're standing there and you have both sides of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And you're in full acknowledgement of both of those realities at the same time.
Two
Which
things
is
can be true.
hugely self-aware,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
It's so funny that how many times, and I'm usually the one that's like, hello, gotta go.
I'm like TikTok. But for her, she's like, I gotta be here anyway. So might as well enjoy each person that I get to connect with while I scan their items.
amazing.
I'm imagining that.
It's like, don't pray for patience. Is that what you're experiencing today? You will be tested every time. That's so true.
So that was my reminder.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so where else do you find... Okay, so let's talk through again beyond the woman, because the woman's a hilarious story. But when you have that awareness, talk us through your acknowledgement of the awareness, what you feel like, and what are the signs you need to gain that you need to approach it differently, and how you walk yourself through that process.
Yeah.
And make sure you talk to yourself, because my favorite part about you is how much you talk to yourself.
Oh, I talk to myself all the time. And
Out loud.
I highly recommend driving in your car and pretending you're on your own podcast because it is so therapeutic to just talk. Like what we just did in the first couple minutes of this was like, okay, now I'm here. Because I had to kind of, it's like you had to get that off your chest. You had to get that off your chest. I had to get that off my chest. And now we can have a meaningful conversation. But you got to spill sometimes.
Yeah.
So what I feel in my body when I'm prioritizing performance is chaos, like Tasmanian devil, I would say. Like if you could just draw spirals of circles over and over again, that's what it feels like. And I think we all know what that feels like in one way or another. It's almost like when you start one task in your kitchen and then you see something in your laundry room and then you go over there and now you're just doing too many things half-ass versus just fixing one, figuring out one thing. So that's when I take myself to the couch, mute my phone, DND, do not disturb, and I set a timer for 10 minutes if I can, and just close my eyes, breathe, and that's it. Let the stillness happen. And what I need to do will come through. So that's what helps me.
That's powerful.
Thanks.
That's powerful. So I've caught myself 3 times that I'm just calling to call it out because now I think it could be maybe a drinking game. Is when you make impact that resonates with me, I go, I take like this deep breath in because it just resonates and I'm breathing it in because I'm like, that is so me.
Oh, good.
So I've done it twice. So those that want to rewind and play it back, and it could literally be a drinking. We could be brought to your. We should be brought to your house parties.
Yes.
And you could play drinking games with the Journey to Radiance team. Like, I think this is brilliant.
I love
All right.
Hire us.
Not to diminish what you just shared, which is hugely. I breathed it in because I was like,
good.
That so resonates with me.
Yeah,
especially when you talked about the Tasmanian devil, because I feel like there are days where and I'm not blaming anyone that's sitting across the table from me. That's important because she books my calendar. That's not at all why I'm saying this, but I'm saying this because I'm just kidding, Joe. I am responsible for my own calendar. I barely feel like I have time to go to the restroom. And yet I'm commanded to show up at every meeting and be my full self and be on and be game on and like perfect and like think of all the great things and make all the magic happen. And I can't even use the restroom. So I'm already operating at a deficit. And the sense of frantic that I feel as of late, I think is the very definition of I feel disembodied. Like I'm I'm not physically in my body. And I'm going through all these motions and I'm doing all these things. And the irony is that other people are like praising my performance in that environment. And I'm thinking to myself, well, how much better could I be if I was fully present and fully here and aware? And so, I'm talking through 2026, like how am I reframing my new year so that I can get closer to that just grounded, deep sense of purpose and just slowing things down. And I'm reminded of the question you ask yourself, like, what does it look like to be 10% more brave? I'm going to ask myself, like, what does it look like to be like 30% less busy? And try to eliminate some things from my agenda and my list and to just create time to not just breathe, but just be, not perform, just be.
Yep.
And I think I struggle because I'm always expected, I'm always on, I'm always performing. So where do I just get to be?
Wow.
So it's perfect timing for this self-reflection year end. And like, we already talked about the year of no in 2026, saying no to more to create more of that space. But I feel like where am I, that whole grounding in my feet thing is something I'm going to take even as I exit 2025. I love that.
Yeah. You said people praise you for being on. I think that's a huge thing. I just spoke with a client as I was rushing here. Got here right on time. And it's like we love to be needed. We love to be praised. And what would it look like to maybe have a little less of that, but feel better, feel not disembodied, feel fully present and like ourselves. Yeah, it's interesting. Why do we need so much praise and validation.
Because it fulfills our sense of purpose. It gives us purpose. To be needed gives us purpose.
Yeah.
I think my ego likes it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the ego definitely
Full on.
eats it up.
Full on
Yeah.
ego.
Eats it up.
And not like ego in the sense of like, I'm going to go out and be an asshole and I'm going to control the universe. It doesn't show up that way. But I think for me, my ego is an extension of armor and protectionism to make sure that I'm relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know why relevancy, I do know why. Relevancy connected to performance. And I think we've talked about this past episodes too, because in my early years, like what you did, how you performed was what was recognized.
Right.
And where the praise and the love and the acceptance came from. And what this podcast has made me realize is more and more what started out as a temporary practice then becomes habit. And then the habit becomes ritualized, and now it's embodied. It's part of me. And even though I have the awareness and the acknowledgement that not all parts of me do I want to keep, the awareness is progress. But I need to your point, like I need to use paper plates.
And the paper plates are just a metaphor. We don't have to switch to paper plates because I'm not going to. I'm going to be fully honest.
There's parts of this I can
do it.
never get on
Not
board
this
with.
year. Maybe next year.
But the metaphorical paper plate, I think, is...
What happens if you actually use... I'm going to force you to like push that. Because maybe that's what you need to do is just let the world collapse with the paper plate. To be like, oh, there's no difference. Nobody cares about this but me.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. But it's so a couple of things. When you're saying the word performance, I'm getting this ick feeling like, oh, it's such a horrible word. I don't ever want to be seen as performing. I don't want to perform. I'm the person who could happily sit at the back of the room and be like, oh, yay, isn't it great? And not have any attention. So performance, the word, everything about it just makes me ick. But then I think about it, and that's exactly what it is. We're putting on a performance. And for me, that to be needed, to be useful, that's where I place my value in myself.
Ooh.
So that's where it's coming from for me. It's I place my value in, am I needed? Am I wanted? Am I useful?
Right.
So-
And that went back to when you were talking about constantly having to do something from a childhood age of, well, I better look busy and clean my room or empty the dishwasher, right? Because I have to be needed.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And I think for me, it's having my kids and raising them for that many years and then them moving out and being grown up and really don't need me. I mean, they do. They're kids. We all know. We know.
We always need our mom.
Yeah, but not on a daily basis. So to make things perfect for everybody else, it's my self-validation.
And I think any external validation is the ego. It doesn't have to look like a raging, I don't know, fill in the blank, but needing, being attached to the outcome or needing external validation is the ego.
Or thinking that my input is so informative.
That the meeting cannot go on without you.
Exactly.
And you've tested that before.
I've laughed so hard at that because it's like there's definitely a subconscious behavior that's at play here. But then when I have the awareness, it makes me laugh at how preposterous it is. It's like, it is the funniest thing. Like, oh, of course you're an idiot. Like,
No.
Nobody needed. I just mean in the sense of like thinking that my input's so critical for the whole world and the equilibrium to be maintained. And I have to.
I think that's so helpful to say that out loud and for people listening to know, to take a minute to say that to themselves too.
Yeah.
Because listen, we all have great ideas and great things at certain times, but it's kind of relieving to know that the world can go on without you.
Right.
Yeah.
Give
Right.
yourself a break.
Like if I don't clean my bathroom before people come over, or if I don't mop the floor
Yeah.
before people come over.
Well, that's a big one.
what's going to happen?
Yeah. I mean, who are
that's
you
me.
thinking
Gonna
that
notice.
would judge you, right?
That's me, right?
But I know because I feel every word you're saying. And these are like my really good friends who come every year. And honestly, if their bed sheets were still in the dryer, they would just be like, that's okay. When it's done, we'll make the bed. Like, they wouldn't think less of me. They wouldn't not come again.
Yeah.
They would still have a great time. I would unravel. I would be absolute, all the negative self-talk would come out. Like I failed, I didn't perform, I didn't finish the
I
task.
get this done.
Yeah.
That's
But
on me.
So it's all me. It's on me because I put it on me. Like it's all self-inflicted.
So continue that on, that theory on, that belief system on. If you forgot the sheets in the dryer and they show up, are you able to be fully present with them in that space? Or are you totally obsessed with
Yes, because if
those
they-
sheets are like
yeah.
screaming at you in silence, like in your inner dialogue?
Yep.
Make me,
Yes.
make my...
Yeah.
I'm laughing because I am full on with you, and it is such a distraction
yeah.
point of like you can't have. It's like I have to get all that stuff out of the way so I can have meaningful connection with folks. But then guess what? I moved the goalpost, so now I'm like in the party, making sure the ice is refreshed,
Yep.
making
Yes.
sure the all the
Yeah.
things
there
are
can't
still.
be a glass left or something that someone has probably set down while they use the bathroom, and I've gone and cleaned it away. Like it's almost rude, right?
Yeah.
We're actually behaving poorly hosting guests because we are just being rude and cleaning up behind them when they would rather we just sat down and
Be present.
Think
Yeah.
about if you're at a party, or now I've been seeing, my mom hosting Christmas for my whole life. And would I love to just not have to clean up right away. And we have over the last few years, all the aunts and women in my life are like, can we just wait to clean up? Can we just sit and we're going to play a game or we're going to talk? So we wait now.
I love that.
And
I
it
love
gets
that.
done. It always gets done.
yeah.
But for so many years, it was all hands on deck. We got to clean it up as quick. And then we're like, oh my God, Christmas is over.
Yeah.
You do all of this
Yep.
for one day and you're not even present. So we get to change that.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine that I recently reconnected with was telling me the story of his wife, very high performing professional, always been collegiate athlete, high level, high performer in her profession. And it just became so much for their family, like her commitment. He's also very high achieving, high performing, and they have, a family. I think there's, several kids involved, and they made a conscious decision that she would still be working, but take a lesser role so that she would have more flexibility because he often has to travel for work and things. And it was really important for her to be able to plug in more with the kids. So that's why the decision was prioritized, in her career versus his career, making the adjustment. Because he was willing, to his credit, he was willing to make the adjustment. And they talked about the fact, he shared with me the fact that when they took the kids to dinner to announce the change in the career. And she was super anxious about announcing. She's like, they're going to think I'm a quitter. They're going to think. And the entire dinner, they were so excited as soon as she announced it. They're like, Mom, you can come to lunch now at school. And Mom, you can get me off the bus. And all the things, the story she was telling herself was
Yeah.
how I perform and how I show up and how my stature is the most important things my kids see. And I'm responsible for what they see and setting that example. And all they wanted was Mom to get them off the bus after school, or Mom to bring the cookies to birthday at school, or whatever the thing is. And he was like, that was so freeing for her because she is such a high performer. She's really struggled with her own identity and transition of that. And I thought that was just such a beautiful reminder of when you talk about the why and keeping grounded in that.
Yeah. And I love that. That's such a good example and reminder for us. I wrote down that, so our brains are wired for predictability, right? That's why we love routine. We love familiarity, and we were wired for survival versus fulfillment. And we actually rather be in familiar situations, even if they're painful or harmful, than unfamiliar territory because they require more energy, more risk, more uncertainty. And you think about, why do people stay in toxic relationships, right? or abusive relationships, I think there's something around, it's like, it may take 7 to 8 times before they actually leave of like being abused. And it's because it's familiar.
Yeah.
So
It's like muscle memory.
yeah, it's muscle memory. Yeah. And it's
I
not
think
always-
particularly if you have a challenging or toxic childhood, like the risks are even greater in self-identifying what home feels like and identifying that feels like home.
Yeah.
And so until you redefine what healthy home feels like, you're actually in great risk and peril of recreating your childhood environment. And so that feels very true based on, my past and my life choices in the past. And I feel as though it came with the ache of recognition of, I don't want to live this way anymore. I don't want to lead this way anymore. And I'm just so grateful and in awe of parents or partners who have been able to break that cycle and just and to do it with full awareness, like it stops now, right? And I feel as though some do it. Joe, in your personal example, you do it without any training or preparation for it. It's just you had the knowing, like when you saw how your daughters were treated, like oh, that's how it's done. Like you just learn differently because you have a different sense of motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think we've touched on this too. All the, and maybe it wasn't in here we touched on it, but I think you and I, Melissa, had the discussion or were part of a team discussion. All the positions I've held before here that weren't great, and at the time I hated them and I wanted to get out. I'm so grateful for the lessons learned. And if nothing else but learning, that's not what good looks like. That is not what it is. That's not what anybody should be going through 40 hours a week. Like, so grateful for all the rough times. Make the good ones even better because you have that perspective of, no, this is good. This is good.
So if you're in that dynamic, though, I'm just going to people that are living in what doesn't feel good to them, because they may lack perspective on what good or bad is, but they feel they're shrinking at work, or they feel not seen, not valued. They're, maybe in an aggressive environment with coworkers or a boss that, calls them on Thanksgiving and apologizes for ridiculous, horrible behaviors. I see you, lady. How do you feel as though that awareness of this isn't right? Like, how do you get there?
For me, it was absolutely daily my alarm going off and just thinking, I don't want to, and saying out loud, I don't want to today. Every day. Like this, we all have the days. When we're driving to work and forget to make the turn at the traffic light.
Is today your day?
Today's my day.
It's okay. Here for
And then
it.
almost took out a speed bump. Like,
I'm here for it.
I've been driving that road for 2 years, but, not today.
Not today.
So we all have our days where we're like, oh, I just don't want to. I'm tired. I didn't get enough sleep. It was a busy week. Maybe we're going into a meeting that's going to be tense or unfun or whatever it is. We all have those days. And like, it wouldn't be work if we didn't. But daily, when I was at the daily point of, I don't want to, the Sunday scaries, you can't even enjoy the full weekend because by Sunday, the pit is gurgling again in your stomach saying it's not right. And when you're feeling those things every day, every week, feeling it going into a big project or a big something, that could be normal. But if you can't pinpoint...
So that's your sign.
Yeah, I think if you can't pinpoint, it'll be better after this. And then if it isn't better after that, whatever that is, maybe the end of a big project or something you're working on, that's your sign. It's not right. And
well, and just to double click on that for a minute, because it doesn't have to be some big dramatic toxic situation. It could just be you're not in your purpose, right? Like,
You're
and
the
just
wrong
having that
place.
equal knowing. And it could be a great environment. You could love the people. It could be perfectly lovely, and you still not feel fulfilled, and you may still have that knowing.
Right.
I think laughing at the psychic that's like, oh, you won't be there for a year.
I still have free will.
I still have free will. Sure you do.
But that is performing too.
Yeah.
Because if you're unhappy at your job, I mean, think about it. We're most humans are performing every single day for their boss, for their employees, for their spouse, for their clients, for their mom, for their friends. So that will get to be too much. Usually, if you're constantly performing, and I'm performing over quotes. So, and to me, that's your loss of identity. You don't even know how to get back to who you are because you don't know who the hell you were in the first place. So that's the majority of people that come to me, and where I was is the burnout, right? You feel burnout when you're constantly performing. And it's like, okay, let's go back to the basics of like, what lights me up? What literally do I never want to frickin' do? And it could be career, personal, right? But it is so true that you'll recognize the burnout when you are overperforming and it is not sustainable. And it would be great if, as humans, we could try to get there before the daily dread, right? Before the Sunday scaries. And I was there too. We tend to not do anything to help ourselves until we're really on the floor, like questioning, is this my life?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think that is like, you know, the takeaway for me. The one thing is really about, and I'm not forcing the end of the show. I'm just acknowledging, because I've inhaled like 6 times and I'm pretty sure someone's drunk by now. So
She's drunk.
I just want to acknowledge my takeaway is in the performing that we are perpetuating detachment from authenticity, right?
Say that again.
In the performing, we are detaching ourselves from the authenticity.
Yes.
And so it's to acknowledge when we feel that performance, and it's not even that you have to yet act on it. It's that you have to do the acknowledging and then pay attention. Because if you acknowledge it happens once, it's happening many times. And just even the awareness of the frequency may alarm you enough to make a change, right? Because you're likely not to change until the cost of not changing is greater than the discomfort of change.
Yes.
And what I pray is that it's not you in a fetal position on the floor. It's not you with some medical crisis because you have internalized stress and anxiety and self-abandonment for a lifetime. You know, I pray it's not the end of a relationship that you've checked out on and now you're in a different crossroads. It's making the simple decisions to stay present and to stay authentic so that you are living a purposeful life. And prioritizing, making sure that your actions, that you're walking the talk. Because you can't tell your family you value them and you love them more than anything when they're the last priority every day. And if you're in a life that forces that decision, then maybe it's time to reinvent your life. And it doesn't have to be as dramatic as you quitting your job, but it probably is about reassessing boundaries, saying no when you should be saying, or saying no when you have been saying yes. And I think the epiphany will come when you start to prioritize those things, that it's not as hard as your mind is making it to be, right?
It's so much easier to be authentic than to perform once you've been authentic for a while.
Oh, yeah. Now you can't fake the funk.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
Now you're like,
now I'm like, I don't even know
let
how
the
to
floodgates
perform
open.
anymore.
Yeah.
And of course, we have moments where we have to kind of turn it on and perform.
Yeah.
But I find that when you understand who you are, you know your values, you know what's really aligned with you and what's not, and you show up that way, it is then, it's difficult to then go back to that performance version of you.
But just keeping it fully real and fully messy. The performance is muscle memory. When you have done that in life, right? And so we all found ourselves, even though I will tell you my awareness to my performance happened much faster this time, and I had a much clearer understanding of that I was not in alignment. And what I love about this platform is it holds me accountable,
Yeah.
I'm not here to teach anyone. I'm here to share my learnings and be held accountable and create community with others that want to do similar work. And so what I was excited to share is my awareness of my messy, because I'm processing it real time. And I want to acknowledge that my desire is to lead with humility, lead fully present, and with authenticity. And that gratitude is always at the forefront, and that I am making people feel seen, valued, and special. And it's not about physical gifts I'm giving them. It's the gift of human connection. And I'm leading with that this holiday season, because I think coming into this room, I too felt the overwhelm of all the things I have to do. And I'm like, I don't really care. I don't care about any of those things. I just, how do I be present for everyone I love and spend that quality time with them in the next week? And that's my priority.
I love that. Yeah.
So you're going to use paper plates? You just don't love that.
I'll just go buy some
I mean,
nice
it's
ones
not,
with bows.
let's be
and
true. It's not
Christmas
environmentally friendly to
It's
use
not.
paper plates unless you're
And I have
recycling
a
them.
dishwasher.
But why? I mean, you could
Yeah.
use real plates.
Yeah.
Let's just not
Yeah.
shame plate using.
Yeah. Like I said, the paper plate is definitely metaphorical of
Yeah.
take it easy on yourself.
Yeah.
It's okay to not be perfect.
Something's got to give. Like, pick the lesser of the
Yeah.
evils. Yeah. So I could have a messy bathroom on Thursday.
100%.
You see how heavy I breathed in? It's like, my eyes twitching. I'm getting stressed just thinking about it.
When I get home, I'll send you a picture of my bathroom and you'll feel fine about yours.
Well, the irony is I have dogs. Who am I fooling? There's hair on everything all the time.
Yeah.
I could literally vacuum and 5 seconds later,
Yeah.
it's like my dog went "Bleh," with hair and it's everywhere.
And the sun comes through a window at a certain time and you can just see it hovering in the air. You can see the layer on the counters.
And
on
if
the
it's not the
floor.
hair, it's the drool. I have no nice things. And it's like I talk to them every time, like, this is why I don't have nice things. Like, they understand me. They don't care.
Yeah.
You are the reason.
They're like, just feed me, lady. You're here with one job.
Yeah.
Feed me.
They're like, be present with me, Mom. Let me drool.
Let me drool.
Let me drool.
I love that. What's your one thing, Alana?
I think it's just to continue to be aware of where my brain is defaulting to familiar and maybe performance. And really being present and enjoying this life that we have and the people that we're around. And I'm going to try to find one thing that I can not do. Like, because I totally resonate with all the cleaning and making sure everything looks beautiful and wrapping perfect. And it's like, I think I'm going to try to find something where it actually is a little messy and it's cute messy.
Yeah.
It could be cute messy.
Yeah.
It's like a messy bun. It's just cute.
Yeah, messy
It's the new
buns are cute.
Super cute.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
try to find one thing that I'm going to allow to be messy.
Okay, so your assignment is to take a picture of said messy
Okay.
and share it on our socials.
Okay.
So we are modeling
I got it.
our behaviers. That's our
So
assignment.
can
We're
every-
all going to do that.
And I
We're all
encourage
gonna
our tribe that's listening to do the
Share
same.
your messy. Share
Share
the
your
one thing that
messy.
you said. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
F it.
Yep.
It's fine the way it is.
Yep.
I'm going to give myself 10 minutes to sit on the couch and veg out.
Or just be with someone.
Or be with someone.
Be with someone or
Yeah.
have a phone call or a FaceTime with a relative or someone and instead.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love that. What's your one thing, Joe?
I think so. I'm sitting here thinking about performance and the
And the ick of it.
exhaustion, the ick of it, and the exhaustion. You know, so I think just when you feel that burnout and that exhaustion, to look inward and not just look at all the things you're physically doing, but what are you doing that's performative? That's, you know, it's not just the doing of the things of putting out the real plates and not the paper plates. It's the,
How am I being?
yes, how am I being? Because just being and having a conversation isn't exhausting. That's actually relaxing and it's rejuvenating and it revitalizes you. So are you doing more of that or are you doing more of the things that look good on the outside?
And that's why you feel drained because you're, it's like it's like human connection is life force, and our batteries are low because we're taking that away from our lives.
Yeah,
exactly.
We're dehumanizing ourselves and staying focused on the tasks and the performance parts of it. I totally resonate with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
What's your thing?
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's I love where are my feet, staying grounded in my feet, where my feet are. I'm headed this holiday to spend time with my favorite aunt and uncle. It's our 3rd year tradition of after Christmas, New Year's Eve. They're my people. I just adore them. And we called him Uncle Happy growing up because we had 2 uncles and one was not happy. Uncle Meanie. Bless Uncle Meanie. But Uncle Happy, he's just always been my light. So I love spending time with them. And my cousin and her babies, like just to be surrounded with young kids is just so energizing too. And so I'm really excited to just recharge the batteries and just stay grounded where my feet are. I'm going to leave my laptop home.
Yay.
Not going to work. And I'm just going to be fully present. That's my commitment. That's my gift to myself this holiday season.
I love that.
And we'll text each other to just do a check-in of, and I would recommend doing it with your friends. Like, are you being present today, or are you being the Tasmanian devil?
Yeah.
So I'll text our group chat and just check in with each other.
Absolutely. And just to circle back, like if episode resonates with you, just we have a community of messy now, and it's feel free to share your messy on our channels. Feel free to share what you're celebrating and how, if this message resonated with you and you've made a change. It's just the little change. Little changes are foundationally important and what we build on. And so we need to celebrate the wins, even the minor wins, the little micro wins.
Yeah.
Micro wins are how we build habits and new behaviors. And so my niece, we literally created a board on my fridge and we celebrate micro wins. Every week we write down the little things that we're accomplishing and what we're proud of. And it just, it forces us to live in the gain rather than the gap. And I'm just really excited about my shifting mindset in that direction. I'm really emphasizing on how far I've come, not how far I have yet to go. And it's a mind shift, but it's an important one. And I just want to create a sense of community with others to celebrate those moments as well. So encourage you guys to share. Please share this podcast with others. I want to leverage our ability to have impact and to continue to build that messy community that we value so much. So please bring us along, and we're happy to have you here. Also would love your suggestions for future episodes. So if you have some thoughts, if you have some tough, meaty questions you want us to dive in on, and we're excited in the new year to bring some guests along as well. So we're really excited for that opportunity. So just want to say thank you to you both for being my sister girls, my sister friends. You've come late in my life, but your impact is profoundly important in my life. And I'm just so blessed for both of you, and also blessed for our community out there that are listening and caring and sharing. And we've received so many positive, impactful statements on how our first few episodes have really had impact and meaning in people's lives. And it's just so rewarding to see already the ripple effect that's occurred. So we're going to keep it going in the new year. Yay. So happy New Year. Happy 2026,
New Year.
everyone.
Yeah.
2026.